What's going on, everyone? Chris here with clutter reduction, junk removal, and today is our off day. We finally don't have work for the day, so we're gonna go ahead and do some business errands, bring some metal to the scrapyard, and do some stuff on the computer. So lately, I've been getting asked by a few people how to go about starting a junk removal business. They've been watching YouTube, and they're like, I want to try this out, and they're asking how I should do it, where I should go, do I do this, do I do that? So I went ahead and put together a list of, ironically, 10 steps of how I would present it to myself if I were to go back in time and restart the business. So this is the stuff I learned from and what I think is the best order to do so. If you already have a junk removal business, obviously this video won't apply to you, but if you would be so kind to comment down any recommendations, tips, or hints to help those who are seeing this video, that would be great. Quick disclaimer before we get into the video, your location is going to dictate everything. So what you do in California may be different from Alabama versus Texas versus New York versus Florida. Check with your state's regulations to make sure you're not breaking any rules so you don't get into trouble. Now, with that being said, let's get into the list. Number one, probably the most frustrating in my opinion, creating a name and logo. The reason it is frustrating is because it needs to not conflict with any major companies. It needs to be available for your state, and it would be helpful if the word junk, clutter, or trash was in the title so people know what it is that you're doing just by seeing your name. Number two, if you want to go full legit, you can do this as a side hustle, absolutely, but if you want to go full legit, here are 4 to 5 things that you need. One, you need to register with the IRS to get your EIN, which is basically your business's social security number. You need to figure out your business type. Do you want to do an LLC? Do you want to do an S Corp? Do you want to do a partnership? You need to Google business types, look at the different ones and see which ones apply to you the most. And you need to register with your state where you're going to be seeing if your name is available, and then you're going to register it as an active business. You then need to check with your county or your city that you're zoned for where you plan on operating and get a business license. And insurance. You will need general liability insurance, you will need workers' comp if you have employees, and you're going to need commercial auto insurance. Number 3, honestly, I would probably start doing this after number 2. The only reason I made it number 3 was because you need to make sure that everything actually goes through. But that is to start with your online branding immediately. So create a Google My Business, create a website, get on every possible free platform out there for your business so that way you can get the ball rolling for your SEO and your online presence. Next up, number 4, business plan. Very old school, still relevant to this day. A business plan is basically going to be a guide to tell you how you're going to operate your business, how you're going to do marketing, who you're marketing to, what you're doing here, what you're doing there until you reach your end goal. It is a great way to help keep you on track and to refer back to, so that way you recognize where you need to go to get to your ending goal. Number 5, this is something I personally came up with before anyone ever told me about it, and it ended up being a huge thing for me, and that is to create a marketing plan. I did this in detail way back. So a marketing plan is going to have your market audience. Who's your target audience? Who do you plan on marketing to? What kind of materials do you plan on bringing there? Are you going to bring cards, flyers, promotional products, candy bowl dishes? Are you going to be doing it every month, every quarter, twice a year, every year? Are you going to do organic or are you going to do paid? Paid would be like Google ads, Facebook ads, Craigslist ads. Organic is going to be like bringing stuff by person, whether you're bringing cards and flyers to realtor offices or storage units in living facilities or apartment buildings. Are you going to be emailing property management offices, professional organizers? Go by local junk removal or local moving companies. Check with your local contractors. You're basically you're buying the materials, but you're spreading the word for free. The only thing that's costing you is time and gas. Number 6, your type of vehicle. I think this is probably the one thing that pushes the most people back, is they don't already have a truck, but they want to do junk removal. That's not a problem. I had a 2013 Hyundai Elantra. I used U-Haul rentals up until my 1.5 year mark because I was only doing it part-time. And for me, having a truck and trailer with insurance and payments and all this stuff was a lot of overhead when I'm only doing this a couple of days a week. So I would use rentals. And the great thing about them was I'm only paying for it when I have a job to pay for it. So in that off time when you're not working or if you're slow, because you're not going to get jobs right away. And for me, I was part-time because I was a mover, the other part-time. When that truck is just sitting there wasting money, I didn't have that problem. So my bills were like $200 a month. Now, it's a little different. But you can do rentals from Lowe's, Home Depot, Penske, Budget, U-Haul, Enterprise. There are plenty of places to go get trucks. Use whatever better fits what you're going to be doing. Otherwise, your type of vehicle, most people start with a pickup truck. Eventually, they get a trailer. That could be a open bed. It could be a utility with sides. It could be a landscaping. It could be a cage. Whatever gets the job done. A lot of guys like to do the box truck route. And some people just skip over everyone and go straight to the junk truck route. Good for you if you can afford $90,000. Otherwise, pickup trucks are usually the starting point. Number 7, equipment. I personally recommend these 3 things. A 4-wheeler, a hand truck, mattress bars. Those 3 items alone should be able to clear out the majority of your household items. After that, I would get a trash bin with wheels and or a cart on wheels. So that way you can help better transport smaller miscellaneous stuff or bags of trash. I would invest in a standard tool bag with the electric drill. So you have your screwdrivers, your Allen keys, pliers, wrenches, maybe a socket wrench set. The electric drill have a good assortment of drill bits, so that way you're able to take apart and disassemble any type of furniture or larger appliances throughout somebody's house. And I don't think it hurts to get a Sawzall right off the back. The Sawzall is going to be good to help cut down larger pieces of wood that maybe you need to get in your trailer. Maybe you're going to be cutting down a shed or a play set or something. It just comes in handy. Number 8. This isn't a necessity, but I think it's very important because I've had some close calls before as a mover. Safety and disinfectant. Make sure you have good quality gloves if you're going to be dealing with debris or yard debris. Anything that's going to be kind of rough on your hands and may cut you up. Try to get some disposable gloves if you're going to be doing clean outs where you're handling people's stuff out of their cabinets. Not everybody is clean in the world. Have a first aid kit always ready with a full assortment of stuff, because if you slice your arm open and then you remain working in a dirty house, you may run into some problems. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Wipes, disinfectant wipes, facial wipes, hand sanitizer, PPE equipment if you're going to be working in nasty places like hoarder houses or where somebody recently died and it just smells terrible in there. Booties for your shoes, so that way you're not trekking stuff from inside out to your truck. And then goggles if you're going to be messing with debris, yard debris, or if you're going to be messing with chemicals. I had an incident once where I pulled down a container from a kitchen cabinet, didn't realize it had liquid in it, wasn't named or anything, it's just a solid steel container, didn't have a lid on it. And when I pulled it down, it spilled out on the side of my jaw and then went down my shirt. And within minutes, my shirt turned white. It was a gray shirt turned white. So it wasn't bleach. It was a clear liquid. I had no idea what it was. I'm assuming because there was no lid, it was probably meant for killing rodents or something. I'm just glad I didn't get in my eye. That probably would have been a bad thing. Number 9, vehicle emergency items. This is something maybe I'm just really paranoid about, but I have all this stuff in my truck at all times. I have safety cones I put out when I park along the street just for extra kind of concern so people don't try to run over the edge of my ramp on my trailer or bump into me when they're backing up. I have a tire repair kit plus a pump that I can hook up to my truck. I have a portable jump starter, which I got recently. I have a extra empty gas can in case I ever get stranded with gas. I can just run to the gas station, grab it, come back. And then I have DOT triangles in case I ever break down on the highway. I can properly set up a distance to alert other drivers. And then the next thing, which honestly, the last tip I think is probably the most important out of everything and is going to help you in the long run, and that is to stay organized. So whether you're tracking your expenses and your receipts, categorize them by envelopes, or if you're going to do it online with bank statements, make sure that you are properly adjusting what your categories are. Keep record of your invoices, keep record of how people heard about you so that you can adjust step number 5, which is your marketing plan. Find out what works and what doesn't. separate your bank accounts if you're going to be surpassing this as a side hustle. And overall, just keep all of your business stuff to one section and your personal to another section. I promise you it's going to make the world of a difference, especially when something bad goes wrong. You want to be able to refer to it quickly, and you want to not sit there and have to sort through your whole life situation just to find it. So that is it for me. Those are the 10 steps I would follow if I was going to restart a business. Obviously, I didn't go over employees. That's up to you guys. And I didn't go into the nitty gritty of how to get jobs. Kind of covered it a little bit in the marketing plan, but this is just to get the ball rolling. So I hope this helps. Ask any questions. I'll try my best and refer to the comments. Hopefully some people will comment down any helpful tips and hints that they learned over time. Otherwise, that's it for me. I will see you guys next time. Hope everyone's May is staying busy. And thanks for watching. Bye.